What got me into cigars? Well, several things did. One, I love history and I love reading about famous generals. Ulysses Grant was someone I would read about, and they'd talk about how much he loved cigars. I thought, that's kind of interesting. And so I guess peer pressure. And Winston Churchill, obviously, the Churchill. That's also someone, Patton as well. That's also someone that got me interested in cigars. And But I will say, the person who really got me into cigars was my brother in law's grandfather. So he was a really amazing guy, very successful in business, very successful as an investor, very successful in his personal life, his family life, marriage, everything else. And I remember we spent time with his family, and he was just the funniest, nicest guy. He was so laid back. He just seemed to just be full of life and just appreciate being alive. And he was a Savannah gentleman, right? And he always had a cigar around. He was always puffing on a cigar. And I remember it was my sister's wedding, and we had the wedding rehearsal dinner the night before. And so, of course, he's out there on the porch puffing away. And so I've always been very inquisitive. So I kind of smelled the cigar, and like it smelled really good to me. I would have been about 13 at the time. And I went up to him. I like asked him about it. I was like, "Why do you do that? Like, why is it fun?" And he was like, "These are amazing. They're delicious. They're relaxing. It's a great like." He was saying it's just a great way just to relax and just appreciate life. And I remember going and seeing his. He was actually smoking Cubans. He had his cigar butt sitting there on the windowsill outside. I just kind of picked up and checked it out. I was like, interesting. A little gross. I did that, but besides that, but I just remember just kind of being fascinated by it and just interested why this person seemed to enjoy it and why it seemed to bring him so much joy. And so at the time, the legal age was still 18 for tobacco. I remember going through a very stressful period in my life, and I thought, man, I need to have some time just to chill out. And I've always had difficulty just chilling out. So I kind of remembered the interaction I had with him, and of course, Churchill nerd, Grant nerd, everything else. So I went to a local shop. I think it was a vape shop. They sold cigars. I grabbed a Romeo and Julieta, went on the porch, smoked it, and was like, interesting. Interesting. I think, I always assumed he was lying. I thought he was just addicted to it. But after having one, I was like, oh, this is legitimately pleasurable. This is legitimately fun. This is relaxing. And I just remember having one, appreciating a fall day. Maybe I busted open a book or something as well, I think, but I just kind of fell in love with it in the process of it. So it's been a minute since then. I'm definitely older, and it's kind of one of those things that since I was a young man, this has kind of been my thing I do when I'm happy, when I'm sad, um, when I need time to reflect, after a win, and it's just great. So I fell in love with cigars that way. Let me know your story with cigars, or if you're into cigars. If you're not, don't worry about it, but they're interesting at least. Anyway, all right, bye bye.